Well, I'm here to give my honest take on Hellboy the Crooked Man. As you can tell by this video, the title, obviously, the thumbnail and everything, I am going to review it, but I don't want to review it in a way where like I'm going to spoil anything. I just want to tell you what I saw, my take on it, and if you guys agree, I want to know, and if you guys disagree, then I want to hear your opinion too. Trust me, I'm open. I'm not going to get butthurt. When I saw Hellboy the Crooked Man, the first few scenes, like the first 5 minutes, I thought people should just shut the hell up when it comes to like overly critiquing a movie. Because when I saw this movie, I immediately started thinking like about the first two adaptations, you know, with Ron Perlman, David Harbour. And I started going, Ron Perlman was always going to be the OG for me. OG Hellboy. Like, that's the one I grew up with. That's the one that I enjoyed watching. But as I see it again as an adult, I started thinking, like, let's keep nostalgia out of it. What is missing in these films? Started looking at the David Harbour one. And I'm like, there's an element that's missing. And that's the same thing I thought about this new one. You know, I feel like there's an element missing here when it comes to filming Hellboy, right? The character of Hellboy is, I think, something very complicated to try to adapt into a movie, right? Because it's like, how can the budgeting and all this stuff, and really who's in charge for it? Because I feel like when you get Hellboy in the right hands, it'll be done amazingly. So, Hellboy the Crooked Man, when it came down to this one, I thought it was going to be a very, very interesting take because of, like, they're heading towards this horror aspect for Hellboy, which I love that because if you look at any Hellboy story, dude, they're dark, bro. They're dark. Just how DC has really dark moments. Hellboy is dark. Look at the people he has to deal with. The Crooked Man, Leviathans, just demons in general, all kinds of crazy shit. But that's the cool part about Hellboy, where it's like, how can we make this a horror movie or add horror elements into a movie? Keep Hellboy's sense of humor and, hey, this shit don't scare me. Look at me, right? Like, that kind of personality into a horror film. And on top of that, add the best action scenes we can get. Because at the end of the day, I feel like we don't really get like a really good feel for Hellboy's raw strength in this film. Again, it could be because of budgeting. I don't make movies. I don't know how it would work. But I just feel like if you were to look at all three adaptations with Ron, with David, with, I think this guy's John, right? Or Jack, sorry. Something like that. I forget. I'll look into it and then I'll correct myself later. But when you look at all three movies separately, I just feel like they are missing each other's elements in a way. Like, this is the holy trinity of what we can go into for actually good Hellboy adaptation. And I know there's probably going to be some people in the comments like, oh, bro, you never picked a comic book up in your fucking life and blah, 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 blah. And I'm like, bro, just listen, bro, watch this. Because I think the problem with a lot of people that were complaining about, you know, Hellboy with David's was like the CGI was terrible. Give this film a shot. Take your time to look into this film and tell me yourself if you're going to still have the same opinion about David's. You know, at least with, whatchamacallit, with Ron's, everything was all makeup, right? It's cool, but then you start looking at it like, oh, it gets to a point where you're like, yeah, that's a guy in a suit, blah, 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 blah. But when it comes down to the crazier stuff, I mean, dude, back then, that CGI was God tier for us because we didn't have the crazy technology that we have now. And that's what I'm saying is like, nowadays, we really shouldn't have that poor excuse of like, bro, that is bad CGI. Because it's like, bro, like, you could have done crazier shit, probably cheaper, like how we did back in the day, dude. And it's like, we should try to implement certain factors back. Let's learn from the older HellBoy movies. And hopefully learn from the newer ones as well. Because I know some people are going to be like, bro, this movie was terrible. Some people might be like, no, I actually enjoyed watching it. I'm going to be honest with you. I was one of those people that would say it might not be as bad as what a lot of people might say it is, but it definitely could have been better. And that's how I felt about, you know, Captain America Brave New World, but I could probably make a separate video for that later. It's just, that's what I came down to when it came to this film, was just, there are just elements that are missing. Elements that are missing that could have just been so much better if we try to implement it or tackled it in a different way. Or just combined the elements, you know, and made a better movie. Like, I feel like HellBoy, the Crooked Man, again, it really just depends on who's in charge of the film, right? And who's doing what. But if we were to get HellBoy in the right hands, I think we have all three films to take great examples from. We have this one, we have David's, we have Ron's, and if somebody else is willing to take HellBoy up, bro, these three films will give you all the tools you need. Just find a way to mix them and blend them to create a beautiful masterpiece. Because HellBoy deserves, honestly, a really good film. Along with Spawn, along with Invincible, if Invincible ever gets a live adaptation. But I'm kind of happy with it staying animated for now. But that's just, I don't think Hellboy's a bad film. If anything, I would probably give it, I know it sounds low, I'd probably give it like a 6 out of 10. Just because, again, out of my opinion, I just feel like there's just certain elements that were missing in this film. Some stuff that I wish they could have added a little bit better or tackled a little bit better. But again, I didn't want to say anything too much without, you know, spoiling the film for you. I want you guys to see it for yourself with the information that I'm giving you, and I want you to go based off that. You know, I don't want to say any like specific scenes or anything. Again, I feel like it's something that you guys should take a look out and judge for your own. Because if you're going to critique a movie, at least watch it. Don't go based off the trailers or anything. Watch the full film, you know. Don't listen to just my opinion or other people's opinions. Go based off how you feel too. And again, if you ever give it a shot, come back to my video. Leave me a comment. Tell me what you think. But yeah, let me know if you guys like, you know, these reviews for movies. I'll continue to do them. Just keep me updated if you like it or not. I'll drop more and then tell me what other movies that you would want me to review. And if I'm able to watch it, I'll do a video, okay? Alrighty, guys. Thank you so much. Have a good day. Love y'all. And I'll try to upload more gaming stuff as well. Sorry, it's just I've been so busy trying to balance everything. But soon, we'll get everything in order, okay? I promise. Just got to balance work and all this stuff, but eventually it'll go good, okay? Love you guys. Thank you.